Welcome back, guys, along with the PGA. This is PGA DFS Breakdown here, brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We are super excited for the PGA to be back. Our cheat sheet is live. We're going to break down. So this probably will be a longer video than what you guys are used to. So strap in, get your notepad or Word, whatever you guys write your notes on. We will be talking all things PGA. We're just kind of glad to be back with some more sports building up. Whether or not baseball actually does come back, who knows? But we do have golf right now. We have MMA this weekend as well, which we'll be breaking down. NASCAR too. So I'm super excited. Like I said, I don't really know how long this video will be, but it's going to be chock full of stats. A lot more stats than what you guys are used to. So hopefully you guys are ready to go. But what do we have? We have the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club. So we're going to break down the golf course. We're going to break down each hole. You can look at it. You can see the stats on that. We're going to look at the betting odds. And then we're going to look at our sheet, which is right here. A lot of information to go through. Hopefully you guys are ready to look at it. So it will be edited throughout the week. The next couple of days before they tee off. But, yeah. So, a lot of free information in here. Hopefully, you guys are ready to go. I know this is going to be one of the sports right now that possibly people who don't play DF or UFC or NASCAR, or maybe they're just playing and they're just going to throw some lineups into this. This might be some free money. I would probably compare this to when the NFL usually starts up, with MLB being there. People who don't play that are just kind of throwing in some lineups for NFL. So let's take advantage of the fish. Let's be the sharks. Let's be the whale and eat the fish here. So looking at this, you can see the pricing is going to break down. This is Fanduel. But yeah, first off, let's break down the country club, the golf course. So this is something that you might not look into. You might just be like, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But here we go. So Colonial Country Club, just kind of looking at the course, you can kind of see 7,000 yards per 70, or par 70. Hole number one, it's a par 5, 566 yards. So when you're breaking this down, obviously the golfers who can really shoot the ball, get it out there 300 plus yards, they're going to be the ones you want to target a lot. But again, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time they're going to be the golfers that are high priced. So as you can see, 40% birdies, rare. There's no eagles, 53% par, 6% bogey, and 1% 2+ bogey for hole number one. Hole number two, par 4, 377. This, I like this. Should really be paying attention to this. Looking at this, you can see it dog legs to the right a little bit, so they got to get a little bit going, but average score 3.904. I really like this breakdown. This is hopefully what will determine you dominating compared to just the casual fan there. So looking at that, 22% birdie, 66% pars, 11% bogey, and 1% 2+ bogey there. Moving on to hole number 3, 453 yards. I mean, like I said, this is a pretty damn big course. A horseshoe. I mean, you can see it. It's called the horrible horseshoe. Yeah, this is holes 3 through 6 are normally the most difficult holes on this course. 8% birdie, 63% par, 26% bogey. We're going up on 3% 2+ bogey. So you don't want to go out of bounds here. 453 yards, par 4 is a pretty big spot there as well. Number 4, another weird one with some trees, 10% birdie. This is a pretty big, long par 3, 173 yards, 72% par. So you're seeing not many birdies here, no eagles, 17% bogey. I mean, the numbers are going up there, 1%, 2+ bogey. Hole number 5, yeah, I mean, like it's just saying, there's a very narrow approach going here. You can see if you're off just a little bit, you're going to be screwed. Or not you, but the golfer's going to be pretty... It's not looking good on either side here. Then you've got water. I would assume no one's really off that far. It's not me out on the course. But average score here, 4.273. 9% are birdie, 64% par, 22% bogey, and 6% 2+ bogey. Hole number 6, we've got left to right tee shot between bunkers set up. The birdies here are getting pretty good, 18%, 69% par, 12% bogey, and 1% 2+ bogey. Number 7, I mean, it's pretty much a straight shot, so anyone who can straight shot here, 419 yards, par 4, 19% birdie, 65% par, 15 bogey, and 2%, 2+ bogey over here. Number 8, it's a really weird 3-tier green, like it's looking at, you've got it right here, and then here's the normal. Surrounded by bunkers, 196 yards, par 3 here. You can see the majority here, 72% are pars at 3.086 is the average. And then the end of the front 9, this one's a little bit scary. It's 385 yards, par 4. They're going to most likely lay up a little bit, but you can see 6% or 2+ bogey. A ton of golfers go into the water here. You can see it's surrounded by rock here, then water. If you go too far, you've got the path, and then you've got the sand trap. So this one's a little bit scary to end the front 9. Then we get on the back 9. I mean, if you look at this, it's very narrow here. This right here is the fairway. You go anywhere out here, you're kind of screwed, and you're going to end up with probably a bogey or more. So looking at this, 17% are bogey, 67% are pars, only 14% here on 402 yards, get a birdie on hole 10. Hole 11, par 5, 631 yards. This is absolutely massive. This is going to be where the ball strikers, just the power drivers are going to be. 631 yards. I mean, compared to that, if they can hit it straight and stay away from the bunkers, you're looking at 28% par or birdie here. That's fantastic considering it's 631 yards. So not too difficult. It is probably most of the golfers, as long as they're not having an off day, they're going to hit it in 3. 13% bogey here and 2% 2+ bogey. As you can see, hole 12, 437 yards. Like I said, this is a huge course, guys. That's why the the field is just massive. So 14% birdie, 63% par, par 4, 437. Hole 13, par 3, 186. If you go a little bit too much, you're going to be in the water. Other side, you're going to be in the bank. And as you can see, they have to hit it over water, but also don't want to go into the sand traps there. So this is going to be very contingent on the weather and the wind, which we will definitely be looking at as well. But 67% of golfers hit a par, 14% birdie, 14% bogey. 14, par 4, 454. 65% hit par there. Dogleg left, as long as it takes into account, like it says, normally there's a headwind that'll, bring it up a little bit, or bring the scores up a little bit because they'll be hitting into the wind. Number 15, you got a tee shot, navigate the gauntlet. I mean, look at this. If you're not too far, you're going to be hitting the bunkers here, a little bit of hill here, which is a little bit of rough. Then you get into here, and then there's just another drop off right there. So looking at this, a 66% par, which you normally could expect out of that. Hole number 16, I mean, you can see this steepest green. You've got to stay below the pin and go up, because if you get back, it's not going to be good. So that being said, normally 68% are pars, 15% bogey. Surprisingly, only 1% or 2+ bogey. Number 17 is a par 4, 380 yards for you. It's a shorter par 4, but as you can see, it is absolutely surrounded as well. You're going to be wanting to get accurate golfers here. So when you break down your golfers, accuracy is key, along with the drivers who can go 350 yards per drive and get on green in regulations. And then hole number 18, you got a draw to the left, par 4, 436 yards. Again, if you're off too far, you've got water here, bunkers again, as normal. this one, they've got to lay up here and get into there, but 71% par. So, and you can see 17% birdie. So a lot of them do hit par. So there you go, guys. There is the course breakdown. So then we can look at golf bets. I mean, look at the field of golfers as of right now. Now, some people might withdraw. Some people might not actually go. But, I mean, this is just an absolutely massive, massive field of golfers for this event. We've been missing it. They've been missing golf. We are all back. But this is just a ridiculous amount of golfers here. So a lot of things can happen, guys. This is where you got to be precise when you're building your GP or your lineups for pretty much. I would suggest just getting comfortable with it so you can see, and you can obviously with our cheat sheet and breaking down, we have Fanduel and Draftkings, but you can just see with Fanduel cuts made. And just looking at the prices, I mean, they're pretty much where you thought they'd be, but then you just have so many golfers to go through. You can see this might be the largest field I've ever seen for golfers. So looking at this, if you have any questions at all, please comment down below. But yeah, so before we get into this will change. Our projections are here, ownership, fantasy points, and value. Tee times as well once that gets in here. This will be updated, but I wanted to just show you guys what you can expect here. There's so much information here, and this is just the beginning of it. I will be updating it throughout the week once more news comes out. But there's a ton of information. Colonial Country Club, 7,054 yards. It's a par 70. It's in Fort Worth. Your golfers are here. Your salaries for Fanduel and DraftKings. The winning odds. So these will be updated closer to the tee-off times. The chance of the players to win, get top 10 and top 20 out of all of them. We have our ownership percentages, our fantasy points, and our value. This is the course history. So this is the last 5 years. I had more, but I didn't really want to give them all. Just, your last 5 years at this course. You can see a lot of them that didn't play or haven't played this course, but everyone wants to play because this is the first field back. Yeah, so looking at that, you have a lot of information to go over. Fantasy scoring stats, their rankings and projected scores. The cuts were made recently and over time. A driving distance, like I said, you want to find those golfers that have a huge driving distance, and you can kind of see it's broken down. Obviously, green is good here. Driving accuracy, this is where I said you have to be accurate with, you have to find the golfers that are accurate, projected high, and then you've got to kind of go through that. So greens and regulations are huge, especially in this course where most of them are broken down by a ton of bunkers or water around them. Birdies or better, fantasy points gained, double bogeys or worse percentage. So you want to find out those players as well. So, I mean, there's a ton of information in this. Look at how many of these golfers are here. And there's going to be a cutoff of golfers that you're not going to target or golfers that you will be targeting. So then you can see last year, this is just, so we've got all of this here, but I wanted to show you guys how they went last year, how they played, who finished first, all 4 rounds they went through, their total score. This is just, this is just on the website. This has nothing to do with fantasy golf at all. It's just, that's what the prize was last year. So as you can see, all the players that did play last year, and then the ones that got cut, they only did 2 rounds, and then, so on, withdrew, so on and so forth in this. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. But looking at that, if you guys go to fantasyteamadvisors.com, you use and you sign up for a month pass, use the promo code PGA month, all one word, all capital letters, you're going to get half off the month. That's going to give you 30 days, 1 month access of PGA. We've got NASCAR, we've got MMA going as well. So that'll, just because it's PGA doesn't mean that's all you get. The new and improved format of FantasyTeamAdvisor.com is a full sports package for you, not just one sport at a time. It's every single sport that we do have. And hopefully MLB will be back. Hopefully soon. We'll see. I don't know. It's getting crazy in the news. You don't know what's right or what's wrong. You don't know who's, to be honest, if you're siding with the billionaire owners, you're in the wrong there. But I get it. But they're leaking everything to the press to make the players look bad, which is crazy because they're the reason you guys are billionaires. They're giving the entertainment the money in their pockets. But whatever. But yeah, this is golf. This is what we've got going on. Obviously, Fanduel and Draftkings, they won't change. But if you guys would like to see the projections ownership, which is huge, especially in a field of how many golfers total is there? 104, as of right now, 148 golfers. I do know that DraftKings had to add some golfers into had to add them into their player pool because they wanted to be the first ones out with their salaries, and then had to be adjusted due to they just missed a lot of golfers that weren't there, or they had to take some out. Whether or not some golfers got the Rona, whether or not some golfers just decided to withdraw and not travel there, they put them in there. So it kind of messed up a lot of things. It did mess up the ownership, the fantasy points, and the value. But if you guys have any questions, we have that. This is in our cheat sheet, which you can find on the website. So that is something to look into. The course history is real key. So you can look to see who's played it the most, how they've done. As you see, Kevin Na, back-to-back top 5 finishes. Didn't play in 2017, 2016, 42nd, 2015, 10th. So there's a lot of stuff you can look at when you are going through this and writing down your players. So I will be having an article with the core golfers that we like, just like MMA. The core players, our favorite players, ownership percentage is part of the premium content. That does help when you build GPPs. You're going to need a couple of good, great strikers. So think of it when we do NBA or the NASCAR. We have our dominators, so 1 or 2, 3 dominators in your lineup, and then you build around them. So, and that really worked out for us. I mean, we had Kevin Harvick. We were in the money with that. This past Sunday, we do have NASCAR tomorrow on Wednesday. So, I mean, we've got FanDuel, DraftKings, NASCAR. We've got a lot of things going on, guys. We are back with sports. Me working from home, hopefully for good, should help me. This is what helps. This is what brings out all of this information. Now, some other websites, I'm not going to name names, they have the optimizers. They do. But they don't help you out. They don't dig into the cuts made, the driving distance. They just have, normally, the golfers, their names, FanDuel, DraftKings, salaries. They have odds, and they're very overpriced. I know, I think Fantasy Labs is like $60 or $70 a month. What else is there? I'm not even sure what Roto Grinders really does. I'm very the word I'm trying to say? Suspicious, I guess. I'm kind of suspicious with Roto Grinders because you have the Sharks there, and there are reports out there now. I don't know if they're true, but they're giving out plays. I feel like, and you might agree with me. So if you do, and if you're still listening, if you do agree with me, let me know. But I feel like some of the talking heads over at Roto Grinders, they give you a list of A through Z, or A through, let's say, M of players that they like, and they gear you towards that. And then in their lineups, they're doing opposite. They're getting that leverage. So that's not what we do here at FantasyTeamAdvisor.com. I've stuck to this tried and true since the beginning. I used to be in a banned state. As of last August, we were in a banned state. I couldn't play FanDuel or DraftKings. So the players that I would recommend are the players that I would have used. That's the same thing with the research we do here and the optimal lineups we put out as well. I use those same as well. Do I make other lineups? Yeah, I throw in darts and GPPs, but I'm building around the same exact plays that I'm telling you in the same lineups that I'm telling you as well. I'm not telling you to go Rory and Rahm and then I'm going, Day and Fitzpatrick. It just depends on, DraftKings. You can see the salary difference is pretty huge here, but I am using the same players that I'm telling you to use. But with golf, there's so much information to go over that this video could be a week long and you guys wouldn't have the time. But just let's look at this. So if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. We've got, 2 days until tee off. Now, if this video gets 50 likes and 50 comments, just like our MMA, I'll give a Fanduel and Draftkings GPP lineup out there, and I will pin it to the comments. So 2 days worth of time to do that. We will be working on NASCAR. We will be working on MMA coming up. I'm already doing the article there. There's a lot of free information that we give out, but there's a lot of stuff that does help out. So if you guys, and I've had people tip as well, you can either, the easiest way is to subscribe here to our YouTube channel, and you can sign up on our website. Go check that out. People have tipped on Venmo and PayPal, so if that's something you're interested in as well. But guys, it's been a crazy time. If this is the first time you've been here, a lot of free information out, but that money goes back into the website and goes to help out our family as well. My wife is a nurse. And it depends on how long you guys have been around with us, but we were pregnant and we gave birth 6 weeks early. She was in the NICU for 2.5 weeks. We got out about a week before all the COVID stuff happened. Otherwise, who knows? I can't imagine what people are going through having babies right now. Well, it's kind of on the back end and we're starting to open things up. But during the peak of the pandemic, being in the hospital, the father couldn't even be in there. The family couldn't see the babies, but we got out just in time. But it's been a crazy, scary time. My wife is a nurse, so on the front lines, and she was diagnosed with COVID. So it's been back and forth, me working from home, also juggling the baby, trying to keep her away from my wife until she was cleared back to go back to work, which she did this week for the first time. So it's been a very crazy 2020 on top of literally everything else that's going on in the world right now. It's just been a very crazy 2020. Hopefully you guys have stuck around with us. Fantasy Team Advisors, we've changed names a couple of times, but we have been around for 6 years and going strong. I don't see us slowing down. Did I enjoy the break when there was zero sports? Yes, I did. Especially since my baby was brand new. She was newborn. But she's been sleeping 10 to 12 hours a night at 4 months, which is nuts. So I'm taking that advantage and I'm building you guys, hopefully, the best fantasy website for the best price. So with all the free information out there, we do have premium content, and hopefully I'll be able to bring that to you. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, please let us know. Try to help you out. And we're just super excited for PGA to be back. We've got that. Look for NASCAR. Look for MMA. And moving forward, looking for hopefully MLB in the future and NFL to start on time. NFL is our favorite sport, and I would love to help you guys bring home that bacon. So that's all I've got, guys. If you guys ask and email me, support@fantasyteamadvisors.com. If you guys use the Fantasy Team Advisors logo and you win a GPP or you win some cash and you tweet at us showing, or if you tweet at us as well, it's @advisors_team showing the winnings, we will give you a free week of content as well, just as an appreciation on top of the money that you hopefully have brought home. So that's all I've got. I know it was a little long-winded, but we've got a lot of information. More so, it would be easiest for you guys to go in and check it out on your own. So that's what I've got, guys. Good luck today, and as always, bring home that bacon, guys. Peace.